So we just finished a major house renovation project, which ended up adding about $65,000 to our property value. Curious what we did and how we did it? Stick around, we're gonna cover that next. Welcome to another episode of The Rare Find, the show dedicated to bringing you details about life here in Denver, Colorado, whether you're already here or thinking of moving here. We go over neighborhood tours, vendor interviews, places to eat, and things to do. My name is Bill Knapp, and I'm a residential realtor here in Denver with Compass. And today, I'm going to be covering the home project that we recently completed that significantly added to our property's value. So if you're considering doing anything to your kitchen, whether it's a remodel or an update, changing the layout, etc., there's a lot of considerations that go into that. So we're going to show you some of the things that you should know. And a quick bonus realtor tip. If you're getting ready to sell your property in the next 6 to 12 months, I highly recommend you consider looking at like a kitchen renovation style project over a remodel project. And the reason I say that is a quality set of upgrades into your kitchen will be a lot more affordable, and you'll get that return on investment much faster than if you go the remodel route. So if you're curious about which one is the best fit for you, just hit me up after you watch this video. I'll be happy to talk you through it and see which is the best route for you. Now, over the course of last year, and now that we're moving into 2021, my family and I had the chance to really evaluate our home, and we don't plan to move anytime soon, but we did determine that we needed to refresh a couple of things inside the place. So we took on some smaller home projects that added value, and the Mac Daddy that we went for is we went all in on a full-scale kitchen remodel. Okay, so here we are with Neil Mayday, the manager over at Greenwood Cabinets Stone. We're here at his South Broadway location, and I was alluding to how competitive this market is as far as not only for real estate, but also for kitchens and bathroom models. So I'm gonna kick it over to Neil and let him explain kind of, how are you guys able to stand out and do as well as you do in such a competitive field?
Okay, well, first and foremost is our reputation is excellent. We've worked really hard since we opened our showroom 12 years ago to establish ourselves as a premier kitchen and bath showroom in the metro Denver area. And then what makes us really unique is that we're a full service design and installation firm where we do have our own installers if necessary. But in addition to that, we do work with about 20 to 30 different licensed general contractors as well, where we supply them cabinets and countertops for their large projects.
Yeah, definitely. And like I was saying, I was going to bring you over to the shop with the guys that helped me do my kitchen and our renovations in our bathroom, and these are these guys, and I got a chance to meet his entire crew, and I saw the process from A to Z. It was very professional, it was on point, on time, on budget, all the things you're looking for in a contractor, which is pretty hard to do in the Denver market these days because there's a lot of moving parts. So having a pro on our side was really, really helpful, which ultimately added to our home value. So let's say, somebody walks into the shop or they're referred to you and they want to do either a full kitchen renovation or just an update or an actual bathroom remodel.
Okay.
High level, what does that process look like to the person that contacts you and comes in?
Well, the first thing that normally happens when people come in is they're a little bit overwhelmed by the selection that we have here in our beautiful showroom. We have a lot to choose from. We don't have a huge showroom. It's a 2,000 square foot showroom, but we have a lot in our showroom. And we try to stay ahead of the curve with all the latest and greatest styles of cabinetry, quartz countertops, hardware, plumbing, light fixtures, things like that. So we take a lot of pride in our showroom and being different from the rest.
Right.
So the initial visit is just to kind of maneuver our clients through all that, through the sea of different beautiful products, and try to narrow things down a little bit, simplify things a little bit so it's not so overwhelming for most people.
Yeah, which you did with us, because we took the big picture and we're like, we want all of this, and you're able to kind of hone it down and be like, that's awesome, but let's look at what's more relevant.
Yeah, exactly.
Really,
we ask
really
questions and we, what do you like? Show me, and everyone has, some photos on their phone from Pinterest or Houzz, different model homes they've seen, you name it, and they have a general idea. Do they want a white kitchen like you guys wanted?
Yeah, definitely.
Or do they want a wood stained kitchen like the one we're standing in? Do they want something really contemporary? Do they like more of a rustic mountain feel?
Right.
So we try to help them narrow that down, which is something we're proud of, that we're really good at doing with folks.
And so as far as like what people can expect on a timeline, a full kitchen renovation, what would they see as far as start to finish? How many weeks in that process?
Okay. Well, the design process, first of all, when you first come into the showroom, there's generally about a 3 to 4 week process, start to finish, from the time that you step into the showroom. We then generally can measure and visit you in your home within a week or so, and then there's generally a couple of weeks after that from when we present the bid to you and make revisions and things like that. Once the order is placed, there's generally about a 6 to 8 week lead time, which is mostly cabinet lead time. And then we can get started on the job as soon as we have all the cabinetry and all the materials, hardware and things like that. We prefer to start a job like your kitchen once we have all the materials in our Littleton warehouse. And we always prefer to work with Colorado-based, Colorado-owned companies whenever we can, American-made products, things like that.
As far as budgetary side, like I know what we put into ours, and I know that each experience is custom. What can the average consumer expect? Are there set prices, or do you guys work within a range? What do you think?
Well, Bill, I mean, everything that we sell, like I said earlier, is higher quality, or I should say better quality, American-made products is what we really specialize in. So most of our jobs are mid to upper quality, mid to upper price. There's plenty of other companies out there, home centers and places like that sell the lower end products that may last 5 to 10 years. What we're selling is pretty much lifetime kitchen and baths that are going to last you, 20, 30, 40 years.
So there you have it. Now we know a little bit more about how you guys work at Greenwood Cabinets Stone. Got a chance to see the showroom. And if anybody wants to reach out and get a hold of you, what's the best way of communication to get in touch?
Just give us a call at 303-797-8663 or through our website at greenwoodcabinetry.net, or just stop in. We're on South Broadway in Littleton.
Yep, perfect. Or give me a shout and I'll put you in contact with Neil. Get everything going from there. All Neil's contact information and details will also be included below the description here. All right, and that wraps us up for another show of The Rare Find. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you found this information helpful or informative, do me a favor, hit that like button below, maybe that subscribe button. Really helps me out on the algorithm with YouTube and Instagram and all social. Also, if you want to learn about how to add value to your home through adding kitchen renovations, bathroom renovations, or other projects, I'd love to chat with you. I can go through the Compass Concierge program. It's a really, really powerful program. I'd be happy to talk you through it, see if we can do something for you or your home. I'm Bill Knapp with Compass. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you next time on The Rare Find.